Hey everyone, it's Heather. It is the end of week 7, which means we only have 2 weeks left here at teacher training here in San Diego. And I think this week for me, well, I don't think, I know, this week was the hardest week for me out of all of them. I didn't break down, I didn't cry or anything like that. I think I've actually lost my ability to cry, but I have very much increased my ability to get angry and to be angry. This week was definitely a trying week for all of us. It was tough all the way up until probably last night, Friday night. Uh, but and I won't go into all the details as to what set us off. But just suffice it to say that this week was very long, and we had double posture clinics every day except for Friday. That's why Friday ended up rocking. We had a great Friday evening class with Ida Ripley, who's from Victoria, BC, here up in Canada, and she just gave us an amazing class. And then this morning we had an amazing class with Emily Carpenter, who has been a teacher for quite a while, quite a long time. And so we had two really great classes here at the end of the week. But we had the advanced seminar also with us in the tent every morning. The advanced seminar people were with us in classes in the morning. So the classes were really packed in the mornings, and they were really hot. And on top of that, we had double posture clinics every day, Monday through Thursday. And we had a few late nights where we didn't get done till close to 2 a.m., like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, somewhere in there, we would get done. So it was definitely a long week. This is, definitely the hardest week here for me, and I'm very much glad it's over. But because we did have double posture clinic days, I was able to get through 5 postures. I went from floor bow on Monday up until on Thursday, I delivered camel in the afternoon, and then in the evening, I did rabbit, and I nailed every single posture I did this week. They all kicked ass, and I say that completely truly. I'm not a critical person of myself. I'm not very critical of myself, but but I'm also not very flattering of myself either. But I can tell you with absolute certainty, I nailed all the postures, and it was awesome. So being able to do that despite having little turnaround time in between, each posture to learn the next one, it was awesome. I'm very proud of myself, and I'm very proud of myself for making it through this week. But the anger definitely came out because I was very frustrated with a few things. Again, I won't go into too many details, but I was definitely frustrated. I had my frustrations, but I made it through the week despite the hot classes, despite the long dialogue-driven afternoons. And now this means that I only have 2 postures left to deliver from the dialogue, which I'll do Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday of this week. So I have a separate leg, head to knee stretching posture, and I have the final spinal. And those are both kind of long postures, and so I have all weekend to learn them, and they will be delivered Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, and hopefully I will do well on those as well. So it was a long week, and I'm glad it's over. But I am sad. It's bittersweet. I'm sad because we only have 2 weeks left, and then I go home and I have to get on a podium. I have to return to my job, and then I also have to start picking up classes to teach. To teach in Toronto as a Bikram yoga teacher. And actually, I told you guys last weekend that my first class is December 2nd at 8 p.m. It's not actually. It's now. I am still teaching at that time, so if you want to come, if you're in Toronto and you want to come to my class, you certainly can. But my first class is actually going to be November 25th at 6:30 a.m. And that is American Thanksgiving, which I won't be celebrating because I live in Canada now. But and I celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving. But all of you in America, in the States, all my friends in the States, I hope you're enjoying your Thanksgiving at 6:30 a.m. I'll be up and teaching people to, get themselves healthy while everybody else in America is celebrating and eating turkey and all kinds of wonderful things. So my first class is now November 25th, and I'm really excited about it. And I have 8 classes in December that I have to teach, and that'll kick ass and be awesome as well. It'd be great to, get everything out of the way and, sort of perfect my dialogue and how I teach the class and everything. So the month of December, if you want to start coming to my classes, you certainly can, but please be gentle. I'll be still in a learning phase with trying to perfect how I get up and teach the class and everything. So, week 7, and one person from my home studio in Toronto, she had a question for me this week because she knew I was a little bit frustrated and that I was having some frustrations this week. So she asked me a question. She's like, what are the top 5 low points and the top 5 high points from teacher training so far? And I won't go into too many details about the low points. I'll probably save those for after training when it's over. But as far as the low points of training for me, or I guess more of the trying points for me at training, have been 1, the hotel. And again, I'll go into that after training is over and I've left the hotel, but the hotel that we're at, it's a low point. Um, I guess another one would be the random characters that we have here at teacher training. I'd say 99% of the people here are wonderful and amazing, and I like them just as much today, if not more, than I did the day I met them. But there are a few who are assholes and who you just want to smack. And yeah, I'll leave that. I'll leave that for now. Just leave it at that. Another one is, another low point is just been some of the late nights. It gets to be a bit much, especially when you have days where you're in posture clinic all day. So couple that with a late night, it's a low point, definitely. Um, and then, double posture clinic days, those are a low point as well, just because you're drained. You're sitting there listening to people do dialogue over and over again, and you just get drained at the end of the day. And then another low point, some of the things that get said to us in class by someone in particular, that's kind of a trying time. But on the flip side, a high point is some of the things that Bikram says in class that are funny. Some of the things that are funny. Some of the things he says that are funny. He's actually pretty funny, and I do enjoy listening to hearing him talk for the most part. And then, also my weekly Saturdays with my friends, Jane, Bettina, Chrissy, and Yana. We go after class on Saturdays. We go and we do our laundry, and then we do our groceries, and then we go out for dinner for lunch at a great pizza place here in San Diego near the laundromat that we wash our clothes at. That's always a high point every week, and I look forward to laundry and groceries like I've never done before. It's amazing. They're such wonderful people. Also, kicking ass at the dialogue. I've done a really good job with the dialogue, and for not having known it before I got here, I've been very strong with it. So that's been a high point for me personally, and I also get to help other people with their dialogue. People request to work with me to work on their dialogue to help them out. Another high point or another great thing about training has been the staff. The staff here, the permanent staff that we have, is awesome. Can't say enough great things about them. Ben, Dom, Nikki, and Megan. They're awesome. I'm really grateful to have them here. So grateful. Liz, the nurse from Las Vegas, she's such a wonderful person. Such a wonderful person. And then I guess another high point for me has just been the people. Again, like I said, one of the low points is some of the cast of characters that we have here who are complete jerks, but the 99% that are wonderful are really, really wonderful. They're great people. They have great insight. They're great sounding boards. They're great people to just sit there and sort of talk you off the ledge, because there were a couple times this week where I was like about to explode and just looking for a fight. And I will absolutely say that I was looking for a fight because I was just so tired and so frustrated and so tired of dialogue in my brain and having to turn around and memorize the posture right away so that I could deliver it like immediately the next one. And so there's some really great people here who have been wonderful, to reflect, on myself and be able to say, okay, that doesn't matter, or I just need to block that out, or I need to work on my mental concentration and just, zone out some of the negativity or some of the things that I'm hearing. It's been great. So week 7 was definitely not a week from heaven. It was the hardest week here, and I expect that it'll be the hardest week that I have here. I'm guessing that week 8 will be easier because we won't have posture clinic the way that we have been. We won't have it that way after probably Wednesday this week because we'll be done with the dialogue. Everyone will be done with the dialogue. But, and then we'll start getting some really great lectures and some really great insight from Rajashri and from Bikram and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to week 8. And then I just have one real weekend left here. And then the following weekend is graduation. And then I have to go back to Toronto. So that's my update for this week. But if you guys have any questions for me for next week's video, definitely send them my way. And thanks to Barb, who sent this week's in. Oh, and I have to give a shout out because I saw a couple people from different studios that I practice at or have practiced at in the past. Paul from Toronto came and visited us. He was here for advanced. And then also 2 people I really love from Boston. I love their classes. Michelle and Tomo were here from Boston this week, also for advanced. And it was such a lovely treat to see them. And I got to see both Paul and Tomo in Posture Clinic, and they were both great. So thanks, guys. And I guess I will talk to you all next week.